Yeah, Matty, and this is the championship final. Peter Carr starting on pole. He's been in good form this weekend, couple of race wins. Trent Young was supposed to start alongside him on the front row of the grid lead, but yellow flag infringement from a race earlier today puts him back to position 10. But it's like the championship's on the line every time these guys go onto the track because you never get a bad race.
That's right. It's such a fantastic category, actually. I love this form of motorsport. It's one of the best categories to get out of go-karts and go straight into entry-level motorsport in a car. Well, what is a tin top? Anyway, it's only half a car.
Well, speaking of half of cars, have a look at this from earlier on in the day because Formula Ford, it's an historic day for them, the final round of what has been the Australian Championship. This is Simon Hodge launching, ripping every corner out of that car. He was okay. Luckily, the car didn't get up into the fence, but the thing was absolutely smashed to pieces. So massive drama, massive moment there. So lucky, but he managed to walk away from that one as we get set for this final race of the championship. Just saw there the VIP Pet Foods car. That is Maurice Massini, who is on target to wrap up the championship. He just needs to stay within reach of Nathan Townsend, who starts up the front on the front row with Peter Carr, and he will seal the deal. Let's see how they go, though. Peter Carr on pole to the right of screen. He's won 2 of the 3 races so far this weekend. Away we go, and he's got a pretty decent jump. Row 2 of the grid, Travis Edwards in that Darrell Lee car that looks a little bit like Jonathan Webb's Commodore, like it's been through the washing machine. Yeah,
that's right. Actually, Travis Edwards, funny story, works with my brother. So, yeah, we're cheering him on.
Look at this, Townsend round the outside at turn 1. He won't quite get that done, but Peter Carr will lead down to turn 2 by about half a car at the moment. Oh, actually, no, he won't. Wait for it. He's still on the inside, though, and he's getting a bump draft down the back straight because Edwards is trying to come on through down the inside. A little bit of a bump on the way in.
Very difficult to come 2 cars wide through this little section here. Whoa, someone's had a bit of a bingle.
And that's going to be difficult to steer when the front bodywork is locked underneath the tyres. This is tight.
One of the fastest sections of the track here is through turn 5 and through the turn 6, 7 chicane. Great little section of track for a spectator. They get up on 2 wheels. If these things hit the curbs, they nearly roll, don't they?
Well, we've seen these cars just about do anything and everything around this track. That was tight. That was really close to the wall as car is spread away. This is the rundown. Oh, that's Hayden Stevenson's popping up the inside as well. He's on target to win the rookie points award. Now, up and over the rise, past an Novotel Hotel, in and around the train line. And that is Nathan Townsend, championship contender in the fence, and that might be game over.
Yeah, I was just about to say one of the most difficult passing opportunities down there and braking zones as you go over the crossroads, undulating sort of section, and very easy to lock a brake. And obviously he just went in a little too hot.
Trent Young here has pushed his way forward. He's got by Travis Edwards in the grand scheme of things. He's got to second, but the margin's 2 seconds at the line. Peter Carr has absolutely cleared away. Final race of the championship, final round of the season, 6 rounds for the Aussie Racing Car Super Series this year. They'll be back again in 2014, starting at the Clipsal 500. This is close. Oh, Maurice Massini was out wide there. He just doesn't need to get involved in any drama. He just needs to bring it on home, and he will clinch the championship.
It's unusual to see a gap like this out the front, actually, because these little cars, they get an enormous tow. It's a yellow flag coming down into turn 2.
That'll be a safety car too, Lee, so that margin for Carr will disappear. And Nathan Townsend's out of the car. He's out of the championship and out of the race. Let's have a look again. Let's add a move again down the inside. He's just run out of road and room. I put it together. Didn't work, did it? Couldn't get it stopped. Townsend is in the fence. Safety car's out. We'll take a break with the Aussie Racing Cars and come back to Sydney Olympic Park in just a moment. Double file restart for the Aussie Racing Cars at Sydney Olympic Park, and Peter Carr leads us back to the control line and leads us down on the run to turn 1, but he's got problems. It's called Trent Young, who's trying to dive down the inside at turn 1. He will get there. Travis Edwards tries to come along for the ride, and this is standard Aussie Racing Cars. If you've never watched this before and you're thinking, wow, these things, this is great racing, this is pretty normal.
This is normal. It's like this every round, isn't it? It's just out of control, and these guys are going hell for leather. Travis Edwards, what a fantastic drive. He's up from 9th to 3rd in just 4 laps, so a great drive from him. He's got some serious speed. I noticed that Brendan Pingle has actually set the fastest lap back in 5th there. So these things get a really good toe. When you're losing or when you're behind the other cars by half a second, you tend to make that up down the straights.
No one really gets away in Aussie racing cars. That's why when we see margins of anything over pretty much a second, you put your jaw on the ground, because it's quite rare. Trent Young starting to clear away. He won the race early this morning, which I think woke up most people who were still in bed in the hotel next to the track. But he's out in front now and looking to win the round. But that was Maurice Massini, car number 80 in the VIP Pet Foods car. He's on target to win the championship for the first time. He's been in this category for quite some time, and Tony Quinn, of course, owns and runs the Aussie Racing Cars category now, and he's had success before sponsoring Paul Kamal, who's a former champion in this category, and he might be able to sponsor another champion on his way to this title. But this one's got a long way to go. On board with Phil Ward. He was the category founder for Aussie Racing Cars. We haven't seen Wardy for a little while, but he's in there having a run right in the middle of the pack in the high-tech oils entry. And you can just hear how early they're on the throttle to keep the momentum up and get that engine cranked for these long runs down the straight.
Yeah, you can hear the mumbo. They really scream, don't they? It's fantastic. They get into the throttle, get it sideways. They got so much attitude through these corners. Fantastic to watch.
Not so good when you get past, though.
Out of turn 1.
That was Craig Woods down the inside, but at least it was another high-tech car.
This is a difficult braking area down here. Through a little bump, you'll see it hit the bump there. The car gets unsettled, downshifts through the gears, and hopefully you pull it up. Whoa, we loses another spot just there.
We've jinxed
a bit of curb.
We've jinxed him. Ever since we've been on board, he's been passed by 2 guys.
Take the camera off him.
This one's interesting too because of the shadows across the road.
Look at him fighting the car through turn 5 there. That's a very fast corner, and he's trying to get back that position. Ooh, bit of contact.
That's Paul Batten, in fact, in 44 that they got the move done. Oh, and you know what? We really need to stop riding with him, because the more we ride, the more positions he loses.
Try and do the switchback here on him. So if he gets a good run down here, should get a bit of a toe and pull to the inside down into turn 9, which is an undulating, very bumpy braking area. Hard to pull the car up, hard to make a pass.
Oh, look out. How was that for a launch? Straight up the inside. Chris Stevenson absolutely out of control. Sean Rose is in problems as well. There's Stevenson. He's slowing, stopping, no drive in the Aerial Motors car. Let's have a look again. This is what was happening outside while we were with Phil Ward. And at least no one touched him.
So Stevenson just went a little bit deep under brakes there. It's called the old dive bomb and locked the rears.
Oof.
Fortunately took one of the other boys out.
And Ward picks his way through while the rest of them sort themselves out. Stevenson stranded at the next corner. This is in and around the train station here at Sydney Olympic Park, and it's still percolating, but it's
Smoke doesn't look good, does it?
No. Trent Young here out in front. Peter Carr is P2. Kyle Clues has been the man on the move. Car number 1, the reigning champion. He'll have to peel number 1 off at the end of today. Started 27th. He's had a tough weekend. He's up to position 5, according to our timing screen. So he's starting to work his way through, and he's the fastest man on the road. He set the fastest lap of the race last time around. He should pop in a shot here. Car number 1 on cue. There he is, right in behind Travis Edwards now.
So down into a yellow area, I think it is.
Yep, and that's why he pulls back in, because you're not allowed to pass through this section, because there will be. Well, Stevenson's car was parked at this right-hander. There it is. He's managed to get it at least around the corner and out of the way.
So that's in a fairly safe area there. I think they'll probably press on with that with no safety car. Here's Travis Edwards coming through the final couple of corners, and he has the number 1 of Clues right behind him, trying to get the run onto the front straight. But he has Pingle right behind him.
It's been another good year, Lee, for Aussie racing cars. They've had 6 rounds. We've seen them at a range of different V8 events, and they debuted a brand new Euro GT body style this year. This is one of the... Oh, that's 4 off the deck, isn't it?
Oh,
that hurts. That's one of the new look, cars, I wouldn't treat it like that. But they seem to cop the punishment okay.
It's a good-looking little car, actually. But the crowd absolutely love these little Aussie racing cars. It's fantastic. They're so good to watch. Always so much entertainment. Plenty of passing. And these guys are as competitive as ever.
And if I had $1 for every time a V8 supercar driver told me we should stick all 28 of us in one of these for a race, I'd be a millionaire on a beach somewhere.
We must talk about it every round, I reckon, when we're watching them.
This is Travis Edwards under pressure from Kyle Clues, Hayden Stevenson in behind, Brendan Pingle, Maurice Massini's on target to claim his first Aussie Racing Cars championship. Of course, this category's been running now for over a decade. It's really grown since it first came onto the scene, born out of what was the Legend series in the United States that ran on the short tracks of the big NASCAR ovals, but it's been Australianised and it's really turned into... They're one of the biggest car manufacturers in terms of race cars in the country.
Yeah, it's really come a long way, hasn't it, Aaron? It's an awesome little category, and look, I think we're coming into the last lap here, so this is going to be on. I think Peter Carr is having a real red-hot go to try and catch Young for the last lap.
Here's the leaders across the line. Carr is catching. He took a couple of tenths that time. This will be the last lap. Time certain finish. So just quickly, dramas with the Erwin Merck yesterday. How are you looking for today?
Yeah, we're hoping that... Oh, here we go. Little pass here.
Wow. Just.
Bit of attitude there as he locked the rears, and that's really hurt Travis Edwards. He's lost a couple out of that, and possibly 3. But yeah, we're hoping that the Erwin Merck will be back out there in competitive form today, and we had some steering dramas yesterday. So, but we ended up getting back out and had a really quick car in the race, so hoping that we can carry that into qualifying today. Obviously, this track is one that you need to have track position on to get a clear run. Anything can happen, so as we're seeing here in the Aussie race cars.
Yeah, Brendan Pingle down the inside on Travis Edwards. Massini's next, then Abubagang and Darren Chamberlain. Carr's caught Young, but he's not quite close enough to launch a move on this last lap, I wouldn't have thought.
You know, not close enough, but still some great racing going on down through turn 8. Oh, up on the curb. A little bit of sideways action on the exit.
And Massini just needs to let these guys go because he's got everything to gain, everything to lose. Only a couple of corners to go, and he will be crowned the champion. Of course, Nathan Townsend was his main rival, but crashed out early and is a retirement from this race. Carr has a chance. Have a go.
Here we go.
Last
Switch
race.
back through the last corner.
Just go in. Have a go. Use the bumper. Won't get there. Trent Young's done a great job. He's fought his way through the field. He picks up his second race win of the weekend. So Carr and Young, 2 apiece for the round. Carr will win the round, though, by a single point, if you don't mind. Maurice Massini's home in position number 9, and that is good enough to clinch the championship. Well done to Massini. Jordan Deckett rounds out the top 10. Aussie racing cars, as always, really good on the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. But stay with us.